Jacob Fatu versus Bron Breakker has to happen at WrestleMania 41. Why am I saying this? Because when Jey Uso lost his title to Bron Breakker after only having it for 28 days when he won the title from Bron Breakker, I'm talking about the Intercontinental Championship, there was a moment where, because remember, Solo Sikoa told Jey Uso he was coming out to be at the side of the ring, basically to support him and help him and make sure that he regains the title, defending against Bron Breakker. But in all actuality, he really was setting him up, and he really was going to help Bron Breakker get his title back. So there was a moment where, they were outside of the ring, and Jacob Fatu and Bron Breakker came face to face. And the reason why the face-off was so crazy, right, is because these guys' characters is very similar. They're both extremely intense, very violent, right? Both intimidating looking dudes. Both of these dudes are big dudes. Obviously, Bron Breakker is more muscular. He's a former NFL player. You know what I'm saying? But Jacob Fatu is a big motherfucker. He's tall. He's big. Has a very intimidating look. He has the dreadlocks. His eye contact is always on point. And, Jacob Fatu, his character is just all about aggression and all about just standing on business. You know what I'm saying? And he's really good at the mic, which I think he's better than Bron Breakker at. Bron Breakker's mic skills still needs a little work. He's still a new wrestler, so he has a lot of time to improve on that. But this match has to happen, man. Jacob Fatu is way too goddamn talented to be Solo Sikoa's nut rag, right? Like, he's Solo Sikoa's bodyguard. He's basically like what Tony Yayo is to 50 Cent, right? Like, at some point in time, like, he has to separate himself and be his own man, right? Like The Game. Remember when The Game was in G-Unit and he ended up just separating himself and still was dropping good albums and singles and shit like that? That's what Jacob Fatu has to do. This Bloodline shit, like I said in my last video, is getting played the fuck out. Jacob Fatu is a star. He's the hottest new wrestler in the WWE right now, right? He's the hottest new wrestler that they signed, right? The fans love him. He's good at the mic, knows how to talk shit, knows how to wrestle, right? His finishing move is phenomenal, right? The guy can actually wrestle. He's not just a big motherfucker with dreads that looks like a gangster, right? He's a big Samoan motherfucker that knows how to wrestle. You understand what I'm saying? He knows how to wrestle. And he's a star, right? He was a star before he came into the WWE. And now that he's on the WWE with the platform that they have, now he's becoming a superstar. But he was already a star in the independent wrestling circuit, right? Most hardcore wrestling fans already was hearing about Jacob Fatu before he signed with the WWE, right? People were begging Jacob Fatu to sign to the WWE, right? We're even hearing about Zilla. There's another member of the Bloodline that is probably going to be in the WWE very shortly. His name is Zilla. So let's stay focused though, right? I want to see Bron Breakker versus Jacob Fatu for the Intercontinental Championship. But what's interesting about this is Bron Breakker he might end up teaming up with the original Bloodline. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso. They might all team up because he's being recruited by Jimmy Uso, who's Jey Uso's twin brother, right? They just squashed their beef. They fought at WrestleMania. Obviously, Jey Uso won. They made up because, they pretty much need Jey Uso to, so Roman Reigns can become the tribal chief again. So this is going to be very interesting, right? I'm predicting when this 5-on-5 happens, right? I'm predicting that at some point in time, Jey Uso is going to turn on Bron Breakker and they're going to end up fighting again. But what I would like to see is I want to start seeing the build up, right? Like let's say Jey Uso ends up, fighting Bron Breakker again and he gets the belt back, right? I don't give a fuck. I still want to see Jacob Fatu versus Bron Breakker. I feel like that'll be the perfect first WrestleMania match for Jacob Fatu. I feel like it'll be perfect because Bron Breakker, his character is still new. He's still new to the WWE. He's still building himself up, right? The fans don't really like Bron Breakker yet, right? Are they interested in Bron Breakker? Yes. Do they know who Bron Breakker is? Yes. But his entrance is garbage, right? His wrestling move is not original. It's a spear, right? And his character is very similar to Goldberg and Ryback. It's completely unoriginal. He's just another white guy that looks like a fucking roid head, right? With a low cut that spears people. We've seen that before, and we've seen other people do it much better. So this is the time right now for Bron Breakker to build himself up, right? Stop living off of his uncle or whoever the fuck was in the WWE, because I think he's related to Scott Steiner. Somebody let me know in the comment section. I'm very familiar with Bron Breakker, right? I did my research, right? It's time for him to really build himself up, right? He doesn't have a real connection with the fans. Nobody views him as important to the WWE right now as far as the fans, right? And if he can beat Jacob Fatu, right, that'll be a way to really break him out and really show that, he's not just a regular wrestler. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to see, obviously, Jacob Fatu beat the fuck out of Bron Breakker, because right now I'm liking the new Bloodline. I said this in my last video. Solo Sikoa, he's been a tribal chief for so long that he's grown on me. I've seen him whoop Roman Reigns' ass so many times now that I went from not liking the guy because he's a fat motherfucker with titties with a blonde mohawk, right? To now it's like, I'm like, damn, Solo Sikoa is actually entertaining, right? He's gotten much better on the mic. He's funny. He makes hilarious facial expressions. And I actually like seeing him beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. It's just I've seen it so many times that I want to see Solo Sikoa fight somebody else. So I'm cool with Solo Sikoa being a tribal chief, right? Let Roman Reigns switch his character up and do something else. Roman Reigns, you were the tribal chief for the longest time ever, right? You lost your belt to Cody Rhodes, right? You keep getting beat the fuck up by Solo Sikoa. All right, do something else, right? Go fight The Rock at WrestleMania. I'm cool with that. But let's get Bron Breakker versus Jacob Fatu for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 41. And I want to see Jacob Fatu beat the fuck out of Bron Breakker. I want to see it. Because, in my opinion, Bron Breakker is not doing a good job being an Intercontinental Champion. He brings no value to that belt. He doesn't. He brings absolutely no value to that belt. That whole "where the dogs at?" Woo woo woo. That shit is corny as fuck, bro. You're a Walmart Target brand Goldberg. That's it. I think Ryback was a much better Goldberg clone than what Bron Breakker is doing right now. I'm actually still pissed off Ryback left the WWE, because Ryback was a fucking beast, right? Shout out to Ryback. But I mean, this character Bron Breakker has, bruh, it's played out. It's unoriginal. It's recycled. I mean, even his finishing move, that fucking spear, it's trash. If you want me to be honest, Jey Uso's spear is more intense and sick than Bron Breakker's. And that's sad, because he's half fucking Bron Breakker size. Doesn't have half the muscles Bron Breakker has. Anyway, it's your boy Wavy. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Subscribe, leave a comment.